Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. My name is Matt. I know this podcast is quite new, but some of you have been following along for a while now. As you may have noticed, the narrator has changed a couple of times already, in just a few months. The truth is, the podcast has been growing extremely slow, and basically nobody has left us any reviews so far. I'm here as the new voice of the podcast and would love to stick around, but I need your support to do so. Please, if you enjoy our content, it would mean so much to us if you could just leave us a review on whichever podcast platform you use. Now, take a deep breath and let's begin tonight's story.
I am Owen Thorne, and I welcome you to a space of calm and comfort. Here, in the gentle hush of the evening, you find yourself preparing for rest, ready to let go of the weight of the day. In just a moment, we will wander into a grand Victorian library, where the soft patter of raindrops on ancient windows will lull you into a state of peaceful drowsiness. For now, take a slow, deliberate breath, inhaling gentle warmth and exhaling any lingering tension. Feel your muscles begin to soften and your thoughts begin to drift, as if guided by a gentle current that carries you towards stillness. Notice the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat, steady and reassuring, reminding you that you can release your cares and settle into comfort. Soon, you will step into a place of whispers and worn leather tomes, where softly glowing lamps cast dancing shapes upon polished wood floors. For now, simply allow each breath to deepen, each pause between breaths to lengthen, and feel the day's worries melt away. Let yourself sink into the soothing quiet, knowing you are in a welcoming, tranquil presence that embraces you just as you are. As you grow heavier with relaxation, your mind drifts easily, ready to be guided on a gentle journey through soft lamplight and falling rain. Close your eyes, if you haven't already, and let us begin. We will wander there together, one step at a time, in gentle, meditative exploration. You are safe, you are free, and you are welcome. Late in the evening, a solitary figure stands at the edge of a grand Victorian library. Outside, rain gently taps against tall, leaded glass windows, a soothing percussion that complements the hush within. A lantern on the wall casts a warm glow, illuminating a series of carved gargoyle faces that adorn the upper reaches of the wooden beams. The figure quietly pushes open the heavy oak door, revealing a vast interior lined with shelves that seem to stretch into shadowy corners, each containing weathered volumes bound in faded cloth and ornate leather. Soft lamplight bathes the polished floor, reflecting the dancing flames of a flickering hearth that crackles with gentle contentment. As the door closes, the outside world fades away, replaced by an enveloping sense of seclusion and serenity. In this silent, comforting place, the burdens of the day drift into the background, and peace settles like a gentle hush over all. The air carries a hint of antique parchment, a sweet, aged aroma that evokes centuries of collected wisdom. Each breath taken amid these towering shelves seems to cultivate a quiet reverence for the stories hidden within their pages. It is a realm of hushed curiosity, an invitation to explore without hurry or expectation. Stepping deeper into the room, the figure notices the detailed craftsmanship of the library's architecture. Dark wooden arches curve overhead, their carved flourishes illuminated by amber-tinted sconces on the walls, while shadows linger in the spaces between. Every surface appears softened by time, each imperfection telling a gentle tale of those who once wandered here. A faint echo of raindrops resonates like a lullaby, coaxing the mind into a place of dreamy introspection. Near the library's centre stands a circular reading table adorned with a single lamp, its shade fashioned from delicately embroidered fabric. The lamp's glow is subdued, revealing only the nearest spines of books and the subtle swirl in the wood grain beneath it. Not too far away, rows of plush armchairs beckon, arranged around the hearth where embers glow behind a protective iron screen. There's a sense that time moves slower here, that each moment is suspended in a gentle hush, free from demands or obligations. Somewhere overhead, perhaps in a hidden corner of the ceiling, a clock ticks softly, measuring out the moments with patient precision. With each tick, the figure feels a gentle pull inward, drawing them closer to the heart of this tranquil space. Venturing deeper among the shelves, the figure's footsteps make hardly a sound against the plush carpets that run along the aisles. Every so often, a window appears between the towering bookcases, revealing the endless cascade of raindrops outside, streaming down the glass in shimmering lines. Beyond, the landscape is cloaked in darkness, with only the faint outline of a distant garden hedge. Within the library, however, light and shadow create a world of their own, like a quiet stage set for a gentle story. The figure's gaze lingers on the books lining each shelf. Some volumes are slender, with gilded titles so worn they can barely be read. Others are thick, bearing elaborate floral patterns or heraldic crests, their pages yellowed with age. A subtle hush seems to emanate from these tomes, as though centuries of whispered secrets reside between their covers. In this space, the rustle of pages could be the loudest sound, yet even that would be hushed by the library's dreamy aura. With no urgency to disrupt the silence, the figure gently trails fingers along the spines, feeling the textured surfaces and the echoes of times long past. A sense of warmth blossoms, like a comforting reassurance that these quiet stories remain steadfast and unhurried, waiting for anyone in need of solace. Not far from the main reading area, the figure discovers a small alcove, curtained off by plush velvet drapes that shimmer with faint patterns. Drawing the curtain aside, they reveal a cozy nook fitted with a chaise lounge and a low table. Here, the walls are lined with wooden panels, displaying the subtle patina of ages, and the atmosphere feels even more intimate. A single stained glass lamp hangs overhead, casting fragmented colours across the ceiling. The faint fragrance of old leather mingles with the gentle aroma of beeswax polish, imparting a soothing familiarity. Settling onto the chaise lounge, the figure listens to the rain as it forms a rhythmic chorus of gentle percussion against the glass panes. Each droplet falls in its own time, weaving together a melody that soothes the soul. When a particularly soft roll of thunder murmurs in the distance, it almost seems to harmonize with the crackling of the fireplace beyond the alcove. In this pocket of stillness, the figure allows their gaze to wander, taking in the flicker of lamplight dancing upon polished surfaces. They feel no rush, no need to be anywhere else, content to surrender to the lull of the library's serene embrace. All around, the hush seems to amplify the smallest details. A tiny whisper of air flows through the room, perhaps stirred by a discreet vent or a hidden draught. It causes the curtains to sway ever so slightly, like a breath passing through. The figure's awareness drifts, noticing the gentle hum of the library's atmosphere and the quiet rustle of pages that might be turned in distant corners. It is as if the place itself breathes in sync with the rain outside, each drop a heartbeat in the library's timeless existence. For a moment, the figure imagines the many guests who might have visited this sanctuary long ago, each searching for respite within these storied walls. A faint sense of camaraderie arises, uniting the present moment with all those in the past who found solace here. There is a shared wonder, a universal peace in this hush that transcends the boundaries of time. Like an old friend, this library welcomes all who seek a quiet harbour, promising them a refuge from the clamours of the world. The figure closes their eyes, listening to the rain's comforting patter and the subdued crackling of burning wood in the fireplace beyond the alcove. In the heart of the library, a massive wooden staircase spirals upward to a mezzanine lined with more shelves and hidden reading nooks. From below, one can see the carved balustrade, each spindle resembling a twisting vine, an homage to nature's delicate forms. As the figure rises from the chaise lounge and gently parts the alcove's curtains, they consider ascending that spiral. Drawn by curiosity, they step onto the first stair, noticing the slight creak of the wood, a friendly sound that reveals the staircase's age and character. With each step upward, lamplight from below fades, replaced by the muted glow of sconces along the mezzanine railing. At the top, a panorama of the library unfolds, a tapestry of leather-bound spines, golden titles, and flickering lights dancing among the shelves. The patter of rain intensifies momentarily, as though to accompany this brief climb with a gentle crescendo. Reaching the landing, the figure pauses to absorb the scene. The tall windows streaked with silver droplets, the flicker of warm illumination on the polished floor, and the swirling shadows cast by the hearth below. It is a vantage point that invites reflection, offering a quiet perspective on this comforting domain. Along the mezzanine, there are smaller shelves filled with volumes of poetry, illustrated botanical guides, and diaries from eras long past. A narrow stained glass window sits at the far end, its vibrant colours muted by the night sky and the rainfall outside. Occasionally, a flash of distant lightning lends a gentle luminosity to the patterns, igniting them with a momentary glow. The figure drifts along the corridor, one hand lightly trailing against the carved banister, feeling the smoothness worn by time and touch. Small sconces punctuate the gloom, their flames flickering behind frosted glass, casting subtle shadows that dance along the walls. Beneath one of these lights, a wing-back chair sits near a low table, offering another inviting place to rest. The figure notices a volume left open on the table's surface, its yellowed pages revealing hand-drawn illustrations of rare flowers. Soft pencil notes in the margins hint at the careful study of an unknown scholar from a time gone by. In this hush, every subtle detail carries significance, each artifact a tangible connection to a larger tapestry of human thought and exploration. The figure imagines the students, the dreamers, and the gentle souls who once gazed upon these pages, hearts open to quiet wonder. A fine mist of memory and imagination seems to hover in the air, weaving together what was and what might be. The figure turns a page in the old floral tome, admiring the intricacy of each illustration. Delicate petals rendered in careful lines of ink and watercolor. It is a small moment of discovery, a communion with the past, inviting reflection on the patience and artistry poured into every illustration. Outside, the rain's lullaby continues unbroken, a reassuring presence that underscores the library's unwavering calm. When the figure lifts their gaze, they notice how the lamp's glow illuminates motes of dust drifting in the still air, turning them into tiny golden specks. This quiet dance of light and dust conveys a sense of gentle timelessness, as though each speck moves in unison with the beating of a dreamy heart. For a while, the figure lingers there, soaking in the atmosphere, content to let the hush wash over them. There is no haste, no pressure, only the soft, nurturing ambience of this guarded haven. The library seems to breathe a promise. Here, you are free to pause, to reflect, to drift. Eventually, the figure closes the book with care and stands, sensing a subtle desire to wander further. Moving along the mezzanine, they pass another quiet corner, a comfortable settee flanked by small tables stacked with pamphlets and journals. The subdued scent of lavender potpourri drifts from a dish perched atop one of the tables, complementing the perpetual fragrance of old paper. Beyond the corner, a narrow set of steps descends to a secondary reading room, slightly hidden from the main hall. Curiosity guides the figure down, each step accompanied by a faint squeak of wooden boards. Here, the shadows are deeper, the light even softer, but the ambience remains gentle and welcoming. Shelves extend in neat rows, and in the center, a large antique globe stands as a silent witness to countless past explorations. Its continents are painted in faded colors, and the seas are a pale blue, dotted with swirling lines denoting ancient trade routes. Running a hand across its surface, the figure senses the lingering echoes of travelers and dreamers who once mapped out distant journeys. In this hush, even the slightest touch becomes a bridge to countless stories. A single armchair, upholstered in burgundy velvet, stands near the globe, inviting yet another pause. A small reading lamp arcs overhead, its golden light forming a cozy circle that cuts through the dimness. The figure settles into the chair, drawn by the quiet comfort it offers, and allows the library's peaceful essence to envelop every sense. Closing their eyes for a brief moment, they listen to the way the rain outside seems to ebb and flow, like an ocean tide against the windows. Each soft gust of wind shifts the droplets' rhythm, producing a gentle murmur that soothes the mind. Time stretches out, unspooling with each hushed breath, creating a sanctuary where the outside world drifts far, far away. The figure's thoughts slow, unraveling like a spool of fine thread, free to wander among images of gentle candlelight, quiet reading corners, and warm hearths. Even the distant clock, faintly ticking overhead, seems less like a measurement of passing time and more like a lullaby. In this realm, the night is endless and kind, made of little more than the rustle of pages and the hush of raindrops. It is a refuge where the heart can rest, content in the knowledge that nothing else is required, nothing else is urgent. Rising once again, the figure notices the subtle shift in the rainfall, which has now eased into a light, melodic drizzle. A sense of renewed curiosity leads them back to the main hall, where the fireplace glows steadily and cast iron andirons hold the settling embers. Wisps of smoke curl upward, merging into the chimney's darkness, and the flickering flames illuminate a tapestry on the far wall. The tapestry depicts a serene countryside under moonlight, its threads faded into pastel tones that mirror the hush of the library. The figure approaches, drawn by the artistry of woven fabric that once told a more vivid tale. Now it has grown quiet and subdued, much like the library itself, carrying echoes of memories from an era gone by. A plush rug stretches before the fireplace, inviting a moment of reflection beside the warmth. Sinking to the rug, the figure feels the gentle heat radiating from the embers, a tender contrast to the cool night air drifting through the window frames. Here, the library's heartbeat resonates in the soft glow, the whisper of pages, the hiss of raindrops, the gentle crackle of wood. In this moment, all is still, and the figure lets that stillness envelop them like a cherished blanket. Gazing into the embers, the figure imagines the gentle hush of dawn that will eventually fill this space, when early sunlight filters through the stained glass windows. They picture motes of dust swirling in golden beams, the library waking slowly to the promise of a new day, yet remaining ever tranquil. For now, darkness envelops the scene, offering a cocoon of restfulness that asks nothing of the world. With the crackling flames as a gentle companion, the figure's thoughts meander through recollections of peaceful mornings, cozy blankets, and the aroma of tea steeping in the distance. It is a tapestry of comforting images, all woven together by the steady drum of rain on the windows. No rush to move, no call to hurry, just an understanding that rest is its own reward in this timeless moment. The figure leans back against a velvet cushion, letting the ebb and flow of thought converge into a soft lull. In this hush, it becomes clear that the library holds not just books, but a space for dreams as well. Dreams that extend beyond the pages, shaped by the gentle harmonies of the night and the quiet wonder of the soul. Gradually, the figure's eyes wander across the library, observing the interplay of light and shadow. Long beams of the ceiling arc overhead, creating a cathedral-like vault for peaceful reflection. In an unspoken invitation, the room itself seems to say, "Linger as long as you wish." Outside, the drizzle remains steady and comforting, a universal lullaby that soothes the sleeping world beyond these walls. Each raindrop is a gentle messenger of calm, pattering across the windows in a language only the quiet heart can truly understand. From the shelves, rows of silent volumes stand as sentinels of knowledge, yet here they seem content to rest as well. Time in this sanctuary is measured not by urgency, but by the rise and fall of breath and the soft hush between heartbeats. The figure feels their mind drifting, floating gently on this sea of tranquility, trusting in the library's silent guardianship. There is a sense of being gently held, as though the library and the rain have conspired to create the safest of cocoons. In that awareness, the figure finds relief, like slipping into a warm bath of serenity. Slowly, the figure rises from the hearthside, the final embers glowing behind the iron grate. The hour grows late, and the library's timeless allure beckons them to find a spot for deeper rest. In a quiet corner near a tall window, an oversized armchair with soft pillows and a knitted throw waits, seemingly reserved for any weary wanderer. By now, the rain is a delicate murmur, its cadence a steady, familiar presence that reassures the mind. The figure sinks into the cushions, drawn by the gentle embrace of the chair, and pulls the knitted throw over their lap. Outside, the dark sky stretches infinitely, interrupted only by fleeting silver lines of drizzle and the occasional glimmer of distant street lamps. The library's lamps are dimming, the fire almost silent, and every echo of footstep has vanished into the softness of the carpets. A single candle on a nearby table flickers, casting its golden light in a slow, hypnotic dance. Exhaustion and contentment meld together, and the figure allows the weight of their eyelids to grow heavier. The night is gentle, the library watchful, each breath an invitation to drift further into a realm of deep rest. Now, the library's warmth cradles the figure in a gentle embrace. Shadows fall across the shelves, and the rain's lullaby softens further. Breathing becomes slow and steady as the night draws closer to its quiet center. No more wandering, no more searching, only the peace that belongs to this cherished space. In the glow of a final candle, the figure closes their eyes and surrenders to the hush. Everything else drifts away, leaving only the soft patter of rain and the gentle beat of a restful heart. The library stands watch, a silent guardian of serene dreams. Soon, the deep quiet of slumber will guide the figure onward, past the threshold of waking concerns. Drowsiness gathers like a gentle tide, carrying them into a realm of soft, comforting darkness. May each gentle dream unfold in the quiet safety of this moment, bringing rest and renewal. Your dreams await, woven through the hush of every turning page, in the gentle symphony of the rain. Drift away now, cradled by the lull of falling rain. Good night, dear traveller. Sleep well.